When you think of a minimalist closet, do you think of a black t-shirt and jeans? It's certainly become popular among those who promote minimalism, but don't worry, if you're interested in becoming a minimalist or more minimalist, it doesn't mean that you have to start wearing black t-shirts. So today we'll talk about what's in a minimalist closet, what are the criteria or parameters that we use, how can I simplify my closet quickly and safely, and we'll answer some frequently asked questions as well. Welcome back to video 5 of our Minimalism Back to Basics series. Today we're going to talk about the minimalist closet and probably dispel a few myths around it. So how might a minimalist look at their closet differently than other people? Well, like we talked about in the kitchen video, every item in our home is a tool. As a minimalist, we see physical things or items as something that's meant to make our life easier. And if that item is no longer useful or making our life better or easier or serving us in some way, then it's actually become a burden and we don't want to maintain it any longer. So here's what you probably won't find in a minimalist closet. Clothes that don't fit, clothes that we don't enjoy wearing, clothes that don't make us feel good about ourselves. You also probably won't find anything that doesn't fit our current season of life. So we're not gonna have a lot of dressy clothes if we don't ever get dressed up. So in other words, the clothes in our closet, the tools that we use to cover our body, are meant to fit us and for us to feel good in them. In fact, when I open my closet doors in the morning, I want everything to be an option for something that I have to wear today. Now, another important aspect of clothing, I think, is that it's a way for us to express ourselves. And so clothing can be a tool in that regard too. In a way, it sends out a message to the world what someone can expect when they interact with me. Whether it's right or wrong, I think that's a function of clothing as well. So I'm definitely not saying that you can't have personality or they have to start wearing all black. Rather, you get to decide how much clothing inventory you want to manage. I would just recommend that you get rid of those things that don't check the boxes because those don't make anyone feel good about themselves. Now, why don't we talk about a few hang-ups that we sometimes encounter with clothes, and then I'll show you a really quick way to simplify your whole closet. So, isn't it amazing how many emotions a piece of clothing can bring? For example, if I see a dress hanging in my closet and it still has the tag on it, I can feel bad about myself. Why did I buy that and I haven't worn it? Or if it doesn't fit my today body, like Courtney Carver will call it, I can feel bad about the weight that I currently am and why aren't I the weight that fits into this dress. It can be sticky territory. We can also see things that we used to wear for a certain career or a different season of life that we're in. And many of us have some sentimental items in our closet as well from things that we used to wear, maybe from our childhood or college days or other times that were really special to us. So I don't want to oversimplify this, but I do want to encourage you that the only way to streamline getting ready in the morning is if when we open our closet doors, everything that we're looking at that's in our immediate focus is something that fits and is an option for something that I have to wear today. How our brains are wired, I don't want to have to look through it and be like, nope, that doesn't fit. Nope, that's too dressy. No, well, do you feel like adjusting it all day today? No, probably not. And so we just want to see things that fit and that we feel good in, and everything in front of us is an option today. So even just taking the time to rearrange our closet in this manner can make a huge difference. But for most of us, we need to reduce the inventory. So let's talk about a really easy way to do that. All right, so once again, we're gonna have our 3 B's handy. We're gonna have our donation box, our time will tell bin, and our black trash bag, right? And this is gonna make this process a whole lot easier. Now, the good news is you don't have to gather up all of your clothing. You can just go to where you might have a pile already there. Maybe there's some on the floor, on a chair, on a dresser, on your closet floor. That's a great place to start. Just go to where the clothing is. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold up an item and asking ourselves, does this fit my today body? Does it fit my current season of life? And is it something that I currently enjoy wearing? And if the answer is no, then it needs to go into one of these 3 receptacles. So I might look at this t-shirt and say, you know what, this has seen better days, and so I'm just gonna put it straight into the donation box or straight into my black trash bag. And then I could hold something else up and say, okay, I like this black sweatshirt, but this is off season. So for right now, because I wanna make quick decisions and get my closet streamlined, I'm gonna put everything off season that I still like into this bin. And then I might hold up this sweater and say, you know, technically it still fits and it fits my lifestyle. And I didn't really like how this color looked on me in the winter. So I'm just gonna donate this now, and then I don't have to inventory it anymore. I don't have to take care of this sweater again. I don't ever have to touch it again. I'm just gonna let it go because I'm gonna have a streamlined wardrobe now. And then similarly, I can be like, okay, I really like this windbreaker, but it's not for this season. So I'm gonna put that in there. And oh, the dress with the tags on it, right? Like, it's been hanging in my closet for 3 years. I've never fit into it in that time. It doesn't make me feel good. We definitely want to move stuff out that does not make us feel good, right? And so, you know what? I'm going to cut my losses. The money is already spent. I'm going to donate this item because I am doing this as a kindness to myself. When I go to get dressed in the morning, I want everything to fit and be an option for something that I have to wear today. You can see how you can actually get through clothes pretty quickly if you're using these predetermined categories. And then what we're hoping to be left with is 5, 7, 10 tops, dressier tops that fit and that we feel good in. And so when I go to get dressed in the morning, we can just quickly pick out something and put it on and go out the door. Like hardly any thought required because we've decided that we're only gonna have things in our closet that fit and that we feel good in. And what is so cool about this is when everything fits and is an option for your today body, you don't actually have to have a large wardrobe to feel like you have a lot of options. Most of us in the past have had this experience that we have lots of clothing inventory and nothing to wear because we haven't been as strict about what we allow in our closet and having this strict criteria that everything must fit my today body. It's very logical when we're talking about it, but isn't it amazing how we get into our closet and we start making these decisions and all of a sudden we're making excuses for our clothing saying like, well, if I took it in a little bit, it would fit, or if I suck in, it fits, or if I just kind of adjust it all day, then it fits. We don't want to have this type of clothing in our closet when there's lots of other options out there for things that actually fit. So now let's answer some frequent questions that come up around the minimalist closet. Would a uniform benefit me? So there have been seasons of my life where I had a uniform and it was a black top and jeans. And I know minimalists can get a bad rap for just wearing black and jeans, but for that season of life when it was very busy, I just really appreciated how easy it was to get dressed in the morning and I wasn't as concerned about my appearance or how fashionable I looked. So that served me very well for multiple years. Now I've added in a little more color to my wardrobe, but you get to decide what's best for you in this season. Just because you might decide to do it now doesn't mean that it's something that you're locked into forever. Should you sell clothes? Again, I like to have a $50 rule, so if I believe I could make $50 off of the items in my closet, then I might take the time to sell them. Or you might just decide to donate them. For me, none of my clothing was worth that much, and so I decided to donate it all, and looking back, I think that was the best decision given the season of life that I was in. What if our weight fluctuates a lot? Obviously, we don't want to get rid of everything just because we're no longer that size. And so if you do want to hang on to some extra inventory in different sizes, I think it's just important that you keep it organized. Any kind of inventory anywhere in our home that's not organized is very stressful. So you might want to get one Rubbermaid tote per size or some other type of container. But again, we have to be really aware of how much inventory we're trying to manage. What if you like to be fashionable, but you still want to call yourself a minimalist? You know, the cool thing about minimalism is that we each get to decide how much inventory we want to keep in every area. So maybe you're someone that loves to cook and bake, and so in the kitchen, you want to have extra inventory. Maybe you love to decorate for Christmas, so you've decided you want to keep extra inventory. Or maybe for you, it's clothing. So we can pick 1 or 2 areas of our life where we want to manage a little bit of extra inventory, but I think the same rules still apply. You still want to make sure that everything fits and that you feel good in it. So it still needs to fit our today body, and we want to make sure that when we're making buying decisions that it's a definite yes and that we don't have to make any changes to it or to our body in order to fit into it. You might also be noticing that we don't actually have a closet in our bedroom. And so it was previously a family room that we turned into a bedroom. And we had thought about adding in a closet, but it's not a very big room and I like the open space. So we actually keep most of our clothes in a wardrobe in our extra bedroom and then also some in the laundry room and bathroom that's next to it. So our house is small, it's a little bit wonky. it's not a minimalist thing, it's just an old house trying to make do with what we have kind of thing. But the good news is, because both Tom and I have pretty low clothing inventory now, it all fits in the spaces that we have for it, and it's really not a big deal. Well, I hope that you're willing to try out a highly simplified wardrobe, because it really does make getting dressed in the morning so much easier, and I feel a lot better about myself too. If you'd like to see other videos in this series, you can find the link in the description down below or off to the side here, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.